So let me ask you first of all, it's your first time at Comic-Con. Being, overwhelming, what have you liked about what you've seen here so far?
I liked the giant Totoro costume. Somebody was walking around dressed in a big puffy Totoro.
Yeah.
And I love Miyazaki. Should I be looking at the camera?
Oh no, you don't have to.
So I love Miyazaki and I love that particular movie. And then later, the person who was wearing the costume came into the panel that I was doing, but he had taken the costume off, so he was just kind of lugging this costume Totoro after him. So that might be my favorite thing. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the cosplay in here is ridiculous sometimes. Really good, really good. Okay, and so we do have some questions about the book. Kestrel and Aaron flip-flop between the roles of the oppressed and the oppressor. Would one of them be a better leader, or is there no decent power dynamic between the two of them?
So I think there is a possibility for a decent power dynamic between the two. I think that one of the things that I hope to express in the first book is that Kestrel and Aaron are really perfect for each other. I mean, they are each other's equals in almost every conceivable way. Somebody seems to be okay. They're intellectual equals. They have the same kind of passion for music. However, they live in a society that has made them unequal, and it's not their fault. It's not something that they themselves did, but they nonetheless have to live with the ramifications of it. And so one of the things that I've always told myself in writing this series was that they cannot actually be together in a happy way unless they are equal. So I do think there's a possibility of equality between the two of them, but society has made it hard for that possibility to be realized.
Okay.
So in terms of whether one would be a better leader, I think that Aaron would be a better leader, just because he, at least in the way I've written him, he has a kind of natural charisma. And I think people look to him in a way they don't necessarily look to Kestrel. But Kestrel would be the more canny politician. So, if the two of them together would make a great combination.
Yeah.
But Kestrel would be the one who would. She's sort of like a more benevolent version of the Emperor.
Okay.
Who's incredibly smart and very. He plays a lot of games, a lot of political games, and he always wins. And Kestrel is a little bit like a nicer version of him that's also younger and less experienced.
Okay.
But she has that capacity to be really cunning. So if you wanted somebody in charge of your country, you would probably want it to be her. You would want somebody like her to fight on your behalf. But Aaron's the sort of person that people will follow into war.
And what societies were the biggest inspirations for the different cultures in the book?
Well, the Greek and Roman society were big influences. I mean, that's where the germ of the idea of the book began. It used to, so in the ancient world, before Rome conquered Greece, the Romans looked at the Greeks as being culturally superior. They were more artistic, they were more philosophical, they produced wonderful art, wonderful literature, and the Romans felt a little bit uncouth, right? That they couldn't measure up culturally to the Greeks. On the other hand, the Greeks proved themselves to be militarily superior. And they had a gift with the military that the Greeks did not have, and they eventually conquered Greece and enslaved the Greeks. So I was really interested in the way in which the Greeks had thought of the Romans as being uncultured, like lower class.
Yeah.
And so I was just really interested in this dynamic where a group of people who had been considered to be culturally superior, more refined, were suddenly at the bottom of the social ladder.
Yeah.
So that was a big influence. in the second book, you also see the East.
Okay.
And I mean, it's an invented, that country is an invented world, but it is influenced by some aspects of Middle Eastern and also, I think North Africa was probably pretty influential. Like
wow.
we're basically, where Africa is, like Morocco, Algeria, places like that. I was thinking of kind of architecture.
Oh, okay.
But also, I don't really think that there's a huge inspiration behind the East. It was mostly invented.
Okay. And let's see here. Both Kestrel and Aaron end up deceiving or misunderstanding each other quite a bit throughout the books. In their situation, do you think you could keep secrets from someone you cared about, knowing it's for the greater good?
No. No, I'm not really a good secret keeper. I would probably tell that person.
Easy enough. Like, yeah, it's hard. It is hard to keep secrets. And you slip up. And it says here you are an expert at killer cliffhangers. What are some of your favorite cliffhangers from books you've read?
Well, I love The End of the Kiss of Deception by Mary Pearson. I thought that was a good cliffhanger. And also the second book has a killer cliffhanger too. I feel like, so one of my favorite books is Sunshine by Robin McKinley. And she never meant for there to be a sequel, but I feel like that book ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. I really want to know more. So it's a very painful ending to me. I think some television shows, like at the end of season 1 of Battlestar Galactica, is really, it's really hard.
Battlestar Galactica is one of the best. One was one of the best shows out there. All right. And let's see here. Since you're at Comic-Con, if you were to dress up, cosplay as anything, what would it be? Aside from Totoro.
I would not want to dress up as Totoro because I wouldn't want to be in that suit.
I know, right?
Well, some people have suggested that I could be Claire Randall from Outlander. And I do like her costumes. So I think I could do that.
Yeah.
But only if I had access to the kind of costume necessary. Because I think you need a bustle, a corset, a t-shirt. I don't really have all of that. But it would be fun to try.
Yeah.
Try doing that.
Definitely.